these things.
So you think we're ready to get started here, Gunrun?
Hmm?
Do you think we're ready to get started?
Yeah, I got the first replay loaded up. Game 1 between Ace and Sen here on Zelnaga Caverns. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm going to roll the intro and then we'll get started.
Sweet intro. Is there like music and stuff too?
Yeah, but I turned you down. Alright everyone, welcome back. This is Railcoon with Gunrun alongside. We're ready to get started between Sen and Ace. Are you ready, Mr. Gunrun?
Damn right, I am ready, Mr. Railcoon.
Okay, so let's get started in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, thanks for tuning in, guys. This is Railcoon and Gunrun once again for iCCup Television and our coverage of the Gigabyte Stars War 6. Thanks for tuning in. And we're starting off with our first match of the night from the round of 32. It's going to be Sen versus Ace. Sen is going to be the blue Zerg in the bottom left-hand corner, and Ace is going to be the red Protoss in the top right here on Zelnaga Caverns. So Zerg vs Protoss, always an amusing matchup to watch, but would like to do some quick shoutouts. Big thank you to Gigabyte for sponsoring this entire thing. You can visit them at gigabyte.com. They basically just produce high-end computer gear. Their motherboards are used by a lot of top-of-the-line companies, and you should just check them out as they're doing a good job of sponsoring this tournament. It's got a pretty long history, and if you're looking for computer parts in the near future, maybe give them a look. And, you know, also try and check out our iCCup stuff on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. All of it's just /iCCupTV. And
Yep, gotta give love to those sponsors out there. What's going on, guys? Gunrun here. So yeah, I haven't gassed in such a long time. I'm so excited to be here with you guys with these two excellent players, Ace and Sen. Already seeing our first pro bout here. Man, I gotta start getting used to casting again, remembering all these unit names. There's so many units in StarCraft 2, Railcoon. Oh my god.
Hey, it could be worse. You could be casting Command and Conquer where there's like 50 units per race.
And all the sub... Oh my god, yeah. We could be doing generals and there's like 7 races for every like 2 or something.
Yeah.
There's China and like there's sub-China, whatever. So yeah, just flying polarity down here. So no fast expand from our from Ace. Yeah, gotta get used to reading these names.
Look at Ace going for the 15 Nexus against Sen when he scouted the pool first. Going for the risky play. I mean, what happens here with Sen is going for the pool first on Zelnaga Caverns. Pretty common. It's relatively short map. Very easy for the Zerg player or Protoss player to put aggression on you and make it difficult for you to secure that expansion safely. And so a lot of Zerg players do wind up going for that pool first just for the safety. And Ace is just like, okay, whatever. I'm just gonna make a Nexus.
Yeah, Ace just doesn't care. He threw down a Nexus, getting that forge up now. There we go with that photon cannon as well. So. Yeah, he just doesn't really care too much. Maybe knows Sen is not one of those players that'll just move on in. Even though he didn't get that hatch first, he pulled the drones off the extractor, so he was getting those getting speedlings up pretty fast here. So we'll see how it really works out for him here. Just Ace doing it like that. Yep, general timing on the second hatch. There we go.
Yeah, so he got that right about around the 21 supply mark, which is generally where you want to get that when you are going for the pool first type of build. And if we look back into Ace's base, he's got just a single cannon covering him. Second one now going down into the mineral line, but this is an interesting wall-off he's got running here because Zelnaga Caverns, as you can see, the entrance to the natural is pretty large. And he's just got the 2 cannons covering it. If Sen really wanted to apply some pressure in the early game, it wouldn't be too difficult for him to walk some roaches around, park those behind the mineral lines, and just really just mess with Ace's economy. But as of right now, don't see anything of that sort happening, as he isn't still just sticking with what he's got and is powering drones.
Yeah, pretty much digging right now what Ace has got going in terms of defense, building that nice wall there with all 3 of those main structures. Really one for everything right now, not a single doubling up of structures. Doesn't need a simulator. And yeah, photo cannons back there, so if we do see those Zerglings just move on in, that could be great. But whoa, look at that. Sen dropping down the 3rd hatchery there on the bottom right rock style expansion. And yeah, I'm just working on droning up right now, it seems like. So
yeah,
really just focusing on that macro style Seniors.
Yeah, and you can see, like, if you just watch the production tab, it's just been drones, drones, drones. The only time when he paused his drone production is to make the 2 Zerglings he has out on the field. That's it, 2 Zerglings. So this quick expansion style from Ace, this is the main danger that you run when you do this sort of a fast nexus against a Zerg player. Is it's pretty easy for them just to make a couple Zerglings, which he's using to scout around the map with, and then just drop another hatchery somewhere. Quick double expansion, take a really early lead in the economy. If you look at the drone count of Sen, it is up at around 32 and still climbing very quickly, so his drone counts could be very, very high in the mid game, and that's going to give him a lot of power later on.
Yeah, Sen saw what his opponent was up to, knew he'd be safe in order to do this for a while, because his opponent wouldn't be able to really just throw down a lot of units all quick at all. Looks like Sen did move an Overlord in, is able to spot what's going on. Didn't see that huge amount of gateways being warped in over there, but maybe people insinuate that just given this overall this building style. Well, let's see what he decides to do here in terms of unit creation. But I do like though that Sen is really spreading out that creep pretty well and has at least 2 Zerglings chopping down those rocks. So we'll see how that works out for him.
Yeah, I mean, those 2 Zerglings, he hasn't really made them any friends yet, but he's got, you know, some units sitting on the towers, and, well, since they're not quite doing anything, why not just put them to work on the destructible rocks? They'll take them 1,000 hits combined, but he believes in his little Zerglings. They can do it eventually. Finally, he is going to be able to break those down a little bit faster, but if you look at this, we're at the 8-minute timer in-game, and he's got his 3rd hatch done. His worker counts at 50, with still more drones in production. Ace is only just now starting to poke out across the map, but he just finished a lot of Zerglings, and his Roach Horns completing, so this is a really nice timing for Sen to switch out of this heavy drone production. He seems to have hit the timing right on the head, as he's starting to produce an army right as Ace is looking to move out across the map and pressure him, and that means that he's done a really good job of timing this out. He should be able to hold off this small force without too many issues, and then continue on into the mid game.
Yeah, really just solid build so far, able to just crank out units at the perfect time, especially now that we are seeing Ace moving in with all these units on the right. He does have plenty of sentries out there, but the thing is though, we did see Sen crank out a ton of Zerglings, and right now he's converting more into a Roach style tech, as we see Burrow and Galil Reconstruction being sent out there too, so we will have fast Roaches. We'll be able to burrow those suckers down too, so they can recover health when they are getting shot upon. But with that forward pylon though, was with Ace, he is able to just fall back a little bit and just macro on up, and we have to really see how Center will react to that, as he has spotted that pylon. Yeah,
look at how many sentries he has here. I mean, he was poking in on that army with his Zerglings, and then, you know, he didn't want to attack up the ramp against the sentries, and then Ace warped in about 4 more. So he's got a ridiculous sentry count, which is going to help him against this Zergling composition and the Roaches, but it's also delaying him quite significantly. That many sentries means that once he starts teching, it is going to be relatively delayed. You can see that he's just now starting Blink. His level 2 ground upgrades have started and are about halfway done, so he's still doing a decent job, but it's going to take him a while before he can get the Templar, before he can get any Colossus out on the field, just because he has this many sentries on the field. So he really wants to do some damage with the army that he has right now, but it seems like he's just content camping out this ramp at the moment, and it's not what he really wants to do
right
here.
Now, just pumping out one after the other. He threw down 3 more, and we do see the Robo facility on his way up. Blink Tech will be finished shortly, and pretty much what he's waiting for is that, as well as level 2 weapons, as you were saying earlier.
Oh, but look at the flank by Sen coming around through the gold minerals, sending a big force of Zerglings and Roaches around behind this army, forcing Ace to have to use a bunch more force fields. You can see that he just had the entire area force fielded off. All the Zerglings do go down, and then Sen just burrows. If we look at the energy on the sentries, it's depleted significantly. There's only a couple force fields left on this army. So after he finishes healing up with that burrow, he can actually attack in on Ace and do quite a bit of damage if he micros this well. You can see Ace desperately trying to swing around to get his army out of here, but he's trapped in the bottom corner with nowhere to go, just trying to put some damage on these drones, but Sen has him completely trapped in here. Ace looks like he could be in trouble, but he is getting time to regenerate some force fields on these sentries. So he might be able to chop off this army. Oh, perfect force fields considering how few he has, and keeps most of the roaches out of the battle.
Yeah, it works out really well for him right here, as there's plenty of roaches right now, unable to get any DPS at all. And yeah, with those stalkers, they are just really doing a ton of damage. He's even forced to burrow most of these units too, as he is slowly moving on in. But yeah, the sentry count is still extremely high at the moment.
Yeah, except they're getting completely destroyed as Ace has to completely give up the sentries, blinking down into the low ground as he has to get some of these units out of here alive. He's just getting completely overwhelmed by being trapped in that corner, with Sen being able to reinforce so directly. Now that he has gotten those stalkers out, he's going to reinforce with the ones he had in the center and do some good blink micro, and it looks like Ace with some blink micro should be able to overwhelm these roaches if he blinks well enough. I've seen Ace blink at 400 APM before, so we know we're capable of it, and you can see he is pushing Sen back. It was an intelligent decision just to give up those sentries, and a decision that a lot of players wouldn't make, but because he did that and got so many stalkers out alive, he was able to overpower Sen, and enough that he was actually forced to throw out the GG.
Yeah, threw down the GG right there. I did see him like really just, his macro kicked in for like half a second. But because he had blink on those stalkers, was able to really just maintain those numbers throughout that entire second half of that push there. Worked out really well for him there, and yeah, heading into game number 2 now. Yeah, I was a little off sync for that replay, by the way. One of the keyboard keys apparently is 30 seconds in the future or something. Or in the past, I hit one of them.
Oh, you hit the B button, yeah.
Yeah, and then I was like trying to sync it up and not, talk about, actual games, attacks going on. There we go. Okie dokie, so next game, let's go see what's up.
Okay, so people are saying you were quieter than me, specifically after I asked how the volume was. So hopefully that's going to be a little bit better now.
It could be the Skype thing, Do you have that disabled?
I have that disabled, yeah.
Cool.
So give us some
maybe with
here.
StarCraft. Doesn't StarCraft mess with your settings sometimes?
No.
No? I don't know. StarCraft's weird.